Hey, what's up, 745ers, Sky in the ceiling? How you feeling, Julio and Katie?
Julia, how are you doing, huh?
He's a happy doggy.
He's a happy doggy. I'm doing fantastic.
Doing fantastic.
How about you?
Doing pretty good. Feeling pretty relaxed. Had a nice pizza lunch and a little dog action over here.
Yeah. Today we're talking about routines.
Yes.
Their pros and their cons. Yeah, they do have cons.
They do, actually,
Yeah,
believe it or not.
We're going to start off with our highs and lows, though.
Okay, my high. I got a haircut,
Yeah, and that's good.
and it's pretty good. I kind of like it. I mean, actually, I really like it.
Yeah.
My other hair was getting a little too crazy, so I decided to chop it off. But
Good job.
I didn't go super short this time.
Roll the buzz cut. Go next.
Yes.
That's great. Do you have a low?
Hello. Just the never-ending thought that finals are rolling around the corner, and I fear. Luckily, sorry guys, I'm just gonna. I put myself in a position where if I do bad on my finals, I'll still be okay. But I still would like to do well, and I don't want to stress about them.
Yeah, okay, I'm really feeling that. My high is that I've gotten really into oral hygiene, and I'm very vibey with that.
Yeah.
And I'll explain that in my routine. And then my low is that I'm on my period. Okay, that's my low. It's kind of a big low.
It's a pretty valid low.
Rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
I have.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Oh, look, Julio. Yeah, you can go first.
Katie doesn't like it when Julio licks.
Do you think you're a routine person?
I do think I'm a routine person.
Okay.
I often feel like if I don't have a routine, I'm kind of just wandering through the cosmos,
Yeah.
having no purpose.
Mm.
But if I do have a routine, it often correlates with like productivity and goals and things like that.
Can I ask
So-
you my follow-up with your, you think you are a routine
Sure.
person? Do you think that means that you're too rigid or lack spontaneity?
Definitely not. I like to have fun with my routines. So I always consider myself, I do this not just with my routines, but I think it's just a good mindset to have. It's like if you break your routine once, you're not off your routine.
Yeah.
You just missed that day. You're
You're
still
right.
on your routine, and with that mindset, you're like, okay, I missed yesterday, but I'm still on my routine, so I have to do it today.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of like what saved me with like my Duolingo. Like, because I went like the first time I used a streak freeze or something when I was like 200 days in or something. And then I was just like super bummed about it because I was like, oh, I'm never going to use a streak freeze. But I'm like, wait, like this is a routine, you know,
Yeah.
just because I missed one day, it's going to be
It should,
okay.
yeah. It depends. It's like one of those things where it's like it's how you deal with something that like it really defines you. Because if you
Yeah.
just like deal with your thing and just feel like you move on and you can have a great routine, it's if you let it like mess you up furthermore that's when it becomes like an issue.
It's not getting knocked down and
Getting
standing
back
up.
Yeah, getting back up. Okay, so you don't think you're too rigid?
Nope.
Okay.
Your turn or my turn?
Yeah, you can ask me.
What's your favorite part of your routine? It could be like niche, could just be something in general, and then like why. And is it like a morning thing, night thing, or both?
Okay. My favorite part of my morning routine is when I do all like things I have to do and I can spend the rest of my because I have a routine, I have so much extra time. And so like after I take out the dishes and get ready for myself, like I just make my matcha and read the paper, and it's just very satisfying for my soul and it makes me very happy. So that's a part
I like
of my morning.
satisfying for your soul.
Yeah, and that's my morning routine.
Nice.
How about you?
Me, part of my morning routine is actually I like to do it's either right before my cold shower. I do a quick set of like 50 push-ups because it gets the blood going and I feel like it really wakes me up. And then I do a cold shower and that really gets me up. It's kind of like my own hot cold therapy. And I also probably that. But I think just overall in my morning routine, I like I listen to music, and when no one's home and it's the morning, I get to use a JBL, and it just sounds 10 times better, and it's like my own amazing dance party.
I love that. No, Zach has really put me on. I do 50 jumping jacks in the morning right when I wake up, and it's really alerting. And I don't cold shower in the morning. I warm shower at night, but I cold wash my face, and I feel like it gives me same effect. Okay, discussion question. What's your morning and night routine, and then what are the pros and cons of having a routine?
Okay.
Start with your morning
So,
routine.
my morning routine, I have sort of two, and it correlates with my nighttime routine. So, but depending on what time I go to bed, I try and get 8 hours of sleep. And so that means I could wake up anywhere between like 6. I could wake up anywhere between 6 o'clock and 7:50. And so I try and set my alarm like 5 minutes early to kind of account for like lying in bed, like, because usually like I'm pretty good at just popping out of bed, but sometimes, you know, it's just I'm extra sore or like just like extra tired. So it starts with that. Then I usually put on a little hype song to get me going.
Nice. What do you listen to?
What do I listen to? Really depends, just kind of like what's been recent. Recently, I've been into like Tame Impala and also Pharrell Williams, like specifically as like older stuff in Nerd, No One Ever Really Dies. But yeah, and so after that, I'll get my towel, go to the bathroom, push-ups, cold shower. Then I brush my teeth, moisturize my face, moisturize my body, deodorants, fit, make sure it's fitting, and then I put all my school stuff together. Usually I'm out the door by 8:40, 8:30, sometimes early as 8 if I'm...
Yeah, my morning routine is very similar every single day. I don't have like different types of routines. I wake up, probably it's 5:30, 5:45ish, and I do my jumping jacks, I wash my face, brush my teeth, and then here's my oral hygiene situation.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to hear what this is.
I brush my teeth like thoroughly, both in morning and night. Some people don't brush their teeth in the morning, they just mouthwash, and I think it's kind of scary. So yeah, I do that, and I even floss in the morning just because I'm a little paranoid. I will tongue scrape about like 3 times, and then I will rinse my mouth with water, and then rinse my mouth with mouthwash. And I have this new mouthwash, I don't know what it's called, but I can try to find it. It's from CVS, and it's very good. It's kind of TikTok famous at the moment, and I just feel very like satisfied with that. But like, you're not supposed to like rinse out, like after you spit out your mouthwash, you're not supposed to like rinse out your mouth with water. You're kind of defeating the whole purpose, so you just kind of let it sit there, and I feel very clean when I do it. And then I do my skincare, and then I make my bed, obviously, because I'm gonna be a billionaire, so I have to make my bed.
Yeah.
Pack my school bag, and then I will do my hair, put some Geffen, put my uniform on, and then put on some makeup, and then I'll take out the dishes, and then read my book or read the paper. So that's kind of my morning routine. How about your night, like after school?
Night routine. So what time I get home sort of varies. If I have sports, I usually get home at like 6:30 or 7, and then if I do martial arts, and so sometimes there's classes after that. So sometimes I won't get home until like 8:30 or so. After that, my first thing is usually like I shower, put on some PJs, and sometimes I like to just... Our school has a uniform, so we don't really get to wear outside school clothes. Yeah. But I don't know, I have like some niche fashion items that I like to wear I like to wear them just for fun, and so I'll go home, then I'll go shower, put on my PJs, niche clothes, eat, and then usually by the time I'm done eating, it's like 9:15, and I'll start my homework, and then I'll usually try... My goal is to end by 10:40, or I would say, but sometimes it runs late. Probably the latest I stay up is 11:30, because otherwise I just feel like I'm putting myself way too much in jeopardy. And usually that's the only latest I have to stay up, because I think I'm pretty good at getting my stuff done.
Yeah, my nighttime routine is pretty similar. I shower, when I get home from school, the only thing that differs is when I get home from school, I don't have sports right now, I only have it during the fall, but I go on a walk and usually go to Whole Foods or do something like that. But yeah, I just try to get my homework done as soon as possible and go to bed as soon as possible. I kind of don't dilly-dally, I try to be most efficient. Yeah, I try to be the most efficient I can be so that I can just go to bed like the second I'm done. I will say there's some like, I don't know, there's some pros to an after school routine, just because life is like having and trying to constantly be on a routine, just because life throws things at you, and you have like events some days and sports this day and all these other things, so it's more spontaneous for sure, and I leave out like spaces in my day to like do nothing or like...
I was actually reading. I'm reading this book. Oh yeah, okay. One thing I forgot to add is that each night before I go to bed, I read like 10 pages. And I also forgot to mention that, like, sort of in transition periods, sort of if I have extra time, I'll play my guitar. But anyways, in this book that I'm reading called Happier Hour, it's sort of about how to, like, maximize your time and, like, make you the happiest you can be. And it's said that in your week, you should plan to have nothing to do.
Yeah.
because we always assume that we'll be less busy than we actually are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out you're just as busy as you'll ever be. And so I think that planning to have nothing to do, it's much like a detox time.
Yeah, and it's very important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing more recently. Is I even put in my calendar. I'll like group out like these 2 hours and be like nothing for here.
That's literally like there's a diagram in the book.
So I can like do it and make sure that there's nothing there. And that's a great time to rest because everyone needs rest. I try to make my Sundays a day of rest, and that's kind of the vibes. So yeah, what do you think are some pros and some cons?
Okay, pros, I feel like having a routine, it's like I know what's next and what I need to do, and just like I can get straight to it. And I think that's super helpful because oftentimes I'll find myself like in between tasks. Yeah. And just having a sort of diagram of where to go, that's great. I love it. Yeah. Helps with my overall productivity. Yeah.
For me, a routine, especially in the morning, it's like I know I'm not forgetting anything because I do the same thing every day, and so long as I keep doing that, I won't forget something wildly important. So that's my thing on routines. Also, just like it makes you more efficient because you know exactly what's coming up next, so you're not wasting time thinking like, oh, what do I want to do next? What should I do next? You just know you got to do it, and then you get it done. So that's really good. Some cons, I think, sometimes it does for some people like prohibit like spontaneity, and if you go too extreme, I think it's really about balance. Like going too extreme on either side could be a little dangerous, just because like putting all your eggs in one basket seems a little bit nerve-wracking. So yeah, it's all about finding a balance that works for you. Like we said on our podcast about organization, which you should go listen to if you haven't already. Yeah. If you can't keep up with it, it's worth nothing. It's like might as well not even do it. So a routine should be something pretty livable.
The one thing I don't like about routine is this one I guess phrase called hedonic adaptation.
Oh, what does that
which
mean?
Means that's like when you like you know how like when you're eating ice cream the first couple bites taste like amazing and then after a while the like effect kind of wears off. So that's basically hedonic adaptation, and basically what routines do, I guess, for that is like it gets so like mind numbing sometimes for me that I just really don't want to do it. And I guess that's where my spontaneity comes in. That's why I kind of try and keep my routines a little variabilized, like with what type of music I do it with, and sort of sometimes I switch up the order, sometimes not. But yeah, that's a big con for me. And another thing I learned in my book, though, is if there's a part of your routine that you don't like maybe cleaning your room or something, pair it with something you do like, right? Like, there's this thing she said called, like, a phone date, where it's like you call up, like, your best friend and you talk. And so you can do this activity while you talk, and therefore it's not, quote-unquote, like a waste of your time.
Yeah. So I think having a routine is important, but the most important part about the routine is that you can
do it with balance.
You can live with it, and it's not going to be too impossible that you eventually give up. But yeah, making a routine is important. It's always dependent on who you are and what you need to do in your life. But yeah, follow the Grand People Project on Instagram and follow the 745 podcast on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Yeah. Keep on keeping on, guys.
Keep on keeping on.
Bye.